Today we will be making a pair of these beautiful, comfy and cozy socks. I made these socks from one skein of Knitology Wosterd yarn that came in the January 2020 Knitcrate subscription box. I will be using a hook size G, 4.5 millimeters. I start with a magic ring. For some crocheters, magic ring is difficult to make, but in reality it's just a knot like this. And then you simply crochet inside of this knot. So I start with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. These 3 chains will count as my first double crochet. And now I will continue crocheting inside of this ring. And later I will pull this string and the ring will close. Make sure to leave this yarn tail long enough so later you would want to secure your magic ring so it doesn't undo. Okay, so now I make double crochet. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I made 10 double crochets into the ring and I pull it close and I join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. I pull it tighter and later on using a tapestry needle I will secure it over here. Now I start the next round. Chain 3, which count as my first double crochet, and now into the same stitch as joining I make another double crochet. And now I will simply make 2 double crochets into each double crochet around. So here I made 2 double crochets into each double crochet. The dark yarn is kind of difficult to see, but basically that's what I did. 2 double crochets into each double crochet. So at the end of this round I have 20 double crochets and I join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. Now for the next round I start with chain 3. These 3 chains will count as my first double crochet, and into the same stitch as joining I make a double crochet. And into the next stitch I make 1 double crochet. Now into the next one I make 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and into the next one I make only 1. So basically in this round I alternate. I make 2 double crochets, 1, 2 double crochets, 1, and I will continue crocheting this way all the way around. And at the end of the round I join with a slip stitch just the way I did before. And now I need to check my gauge. So it is 3.5 inches across, and it's very important to measure your gauge because you don't want your sock to come out a bit bigger or smaller in size. Now I will continue crocheting in the round without making any increases. I start with 3 chains. These 3 chains count as my first double crochet, and then I make a front post double crochet around the next double crochet. Then I make a double crochet into the next double crochet. Now again a front post around the next double crochet. And that's how I continue. I just alternate a regular double crochet and a front post double crochet all the way around. And at the end of the round I join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. And now again 3 chains. And now I'll make a front post double crochet around the next front post double crochet. Then I make a double crochet into the next double crochet. Again, a front post double crochet, and a regular double crochet. And that's how I'm going to continue crocheting until I have 17 rounds in total. And of course, at the end of each round, I join with a slip stitch. Here I repeated round 4 and now I have 17 rounds in total, and I'm ready to start working on my heel. Now I'm making my socks for US size 7-8, and if you would like to make your size a bit smaller for size 5-6 or bigger for size 9-10, simply for a smaller size make 1 round fewer, make 16 rounds in total instead of 17, and for larger size make additional rounds, so that would be 18 rounds in total instead of 17. So I start with 3 chains and turn, and now I will be working in these stitches, and I make a double crochet into each of the next 19 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So here I made 19 double crochets, and with the first 3 chains I have 20 stitches in total. Now again 3 chains and turn, and I will be working back and forth into these double crochets. So again I make another row of double crochets, double crochet into each double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and here I made the second row. And basically that's what I'm gonna do now for my heel. I'm gonna continue crocheting back and forth until I have 7 rows of double crochets in total. Here I made 7 rows of double crochets. This is my heel, and now I'm going to stitch it together. So I turn my work inside out. It actually looks quite pretty over here too. But anyway, I fold it over here, and using single crochets I will stitch together this edge. I will stitch it closed. So I'm grabbing both loops, and I'm using single crochets. And I make one more extra double crochet here, and at this point I cut the yarn and fasten off. Now I turn my work back to the right side out, and this is what I have so far. Now I will attach yarn over here at the seam, and I will continue crocheting in the round over here. I attach the yarn, and now I will be crocheting into the ends of these rows of my heel. So I have 7 rows over here, and into each end of row I will make a single crochet, and I should have 14 single crochets in total. So I start with chain, and I make 2 single crochets. 1, 2. If you look very carefully at each end of row, there is this double crochet, and there is also this joining where it's joined with the next row. So I make 1 single crochet grabbing this last double crochet, and then I make a single crochet into this joining, and that way I get 2 single crochets per each row. So 1 over here and 1 into the joining, 1 over here and 1 into the joining. So I should have 14 single crochets. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And now I just continue crocheting into the top of the front post double crochets and regular double crochets. So I make a single crochet into each stitch. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I had 14 single crochets over the heel, then 10 over here, and now I need to make another 14 on this side of the heel. So again, I'm working one stitch, grabbing the end of row, so that's one, and then one more stitch at the joining, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And now I join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet. Now this part over here is somewhat wide, so I need to make some decreases, and here's how I'm going to do. For the next round I start with one chain, and now over the next 2 stitches I will make 2 single crochets finished together. Then again 2 single crochets finished together over the next 2 stitches, so that's 2 so far, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I made decreases over the part of the heel. Now over here I simply make a single crochet into each single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I made 10 single crochets. Now again I will be making decreases. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I join with a slip stitch. Now for the next round I will make a single crochet into each stitch around. 1, 2, 3, and I have 24 in total, and I join with a slip stitch. So this is what I have. The next round is easy. I start with 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. They count as my first double crochet, and now I will make a double crochet into each single crochet around. And just like I had 24 single crochets, in this round I will have 24 double crochets. For the next round I pull up the chain a bit higher, and now I make a front post double crochet around the chain 3 of the previous round. Next I make a regular double crochet into the next double crochet. Now again I make a front post double crochet, and now a regular double crochet, and I continue crocheting this way all the way around. And at the end of the round I join with a slip stitch to the top of the first beginning front post double crochet. Now again I pull up the chain a bit higher, and I make a front post double crochet around the front post double crochet of the previous round, and a double crochet into the next double crochet, and then a front post and a double crochet again. And now I will make 5 additional rounds of alternating front post double crochet and double crochet. So here I made additional rounds of front post double crochets and regular double crochets, and now I can fasten off and my sock is ready. Oh, I still need to remember to use a tapestry needle and to secure my magic ring over here. And then it's all done.